Look, if you want to be rich, the last thing you need to do is start a side hustle. I've made thousands of dollars a day in profit selling high-ticket consulting. I had my first $1,000 a day when I was only 21 years old and my first $2,600 a day at 22. And I can tell you right now, I didn't get there by starting a side hustle. In fact, side hustles are exactly what's keeping most people broke, and I'm going to show you why, but most importantly, I'm also going to show you what we do instead that prints money. Most people believe that starting a side hustle is the first step to financial freedom. Society's told you that if you just work a little bit harder, you hustle on the weekends, maybe you drive for Uber or you sell stuff on Etsy, you'll eventually break free from the 9-to-5 grind. But in reality, a side hustle often just becomes another job that eats up your time and energy. You're already exhausted from your main job, and now you're spending your evenings and weekends grinding on something else. You have no life, you're burnt out, and you're still not making real money. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to hear. Side hustles rarely scale because they're usually tied to your labor. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. You're trading hours for dollars, like your main job, except now you're doing it twice. That's not freedom, it's a prison. The way you really get rich is by using leverage. And leverage means you need to find a way to dissociate how much money you earn from the time you spend working. Think about it. A side hustle is by definition something you do on the side. It's small, it's secondary, it's never going to be your main focus, which means it's never going to make you $10,000 a month or $1 million a year. You're spreading yourself too thin, giving mediocre effort to multiple things instead of excellent effort to one thing that could actually change your life. People massively overestimate how much focus a little side hustle demands. You end up splitting your attention between your main job, your side project, and your personal life, and guess what happens? Everything suffers. Your performance at your main job drops because you're tired and distracted. Your side hustle stays small because you can't give it the focus it needs to grow. Your relationships deteriorate because you never have time for the people you care about. Your health declines because you're stressed, sleeping less, eating worse. Is that really the life you want? Instead, what you need to do is start a proper online business that actually has the potential to make between $10,000 and $100,000 a month. Not a side hustle, a real business. Something that allows you to progressively remove yourself from the day-to-day operations so you can actually have time freedom while making more money. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Here's a question for you. Would you rather work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year, and make $240,000 a year, or work 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, and make $120,000 a year? The answer should be obvious. Quality of life matters. Time freedom matters. Building a business that doesn't consume your entire existence matters. Your business and your money should work for you, not the other way around. Now, before you go running off to start any random online business, let me save you years of failure and tens of thousands of dollars. Not every online business model is worth starting. School communities only really work if you have a massive audience already. If you don't already have hundreds of thousands of engaged followers, nobody's gonna join your group. Plus, a school page isn't even optimized for conversions. It's just meant to give people some basic info about what you sell. But it's not maximizing the traffic you're getting. You're leaving a ton of money on the table. Affiliate marketing pays you pennies and doesn't work with paid ads because you're already operating on razor-thin margins. You're making 5 to 30% commissions on other people's products, which means you can't afford to spend much on advertising. You're stuck doing organic marketing forever, which is slow, unpredictable, inconsistent, and doesn't scale the way you need it to make a real FU money. And dropshipping? Don't even get me started on dropshipping, please. It's fucking dog shit. I know it's one of the first businesses I tried. You're just reselling the same cheap products as 1,000 other 15-year-olds who think they can get rich with zero effort, zero sacrifice, and some low-quality product from China and a $100 ad budget. It doesn't work. Stop falling for the hype. So what should you do instead? Sell high-ticket consulting or services around a painful problem. This is the model that actually works, especially when you're starting from zero. You're helping people to solve real problems they're desperate to fix, problems that keep them up at night, problems that genuinely impact their quality of life, fix their relationship, or grow their business. Whatever it is, you're providing massive value and you're getting paid accordingly. And this is the key that most people miss. You need to sell expensive stuff if you want to get rich the easy way. Don't sell a 1-hour coaching session for $100. Don't sell a course for $200. Don't sell an ebook for $17. That's poverty thinking. That's side hustle mentality. You need to completely reframe how you think about pricing. Sell a $3,000 program where people get a step-by-step online course plus weekly group calls from you and chat support. When you charge premium prices, everything changes. Your whole life becomes easier. First, you make way more money with way fewer clients. You only need a handful of high-paying clients to hit your income goals instead of hundreds or thousands of low-paying customers. Second, you attract better quality customers. People who invest serious money are serious about getting results. They show up, they do the work, they actually implement what you teach them. They don't take it for granted. Third, you can afford to give them incredible service and attention because you're not drowning in hundreds of cheap customers demanding your time, which means they get better results and they give you awesome testimonials that help to grow your business even further by attracting even more customers who would have been skeptical otherwise. As you can see, everybody wins. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Now, this is going to sound counterintuitive, but it's critical if you really want to scale and make big numbers. And by big numbers, I'm talking for the people who want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, or at the very least, $500K to $1 million a year. Stop obsessing over profit margins. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Would you rather get 10% of $1 billion or 100% of $100,000? Just do the math. 10% of $1 billion is $100 million. 100% of $100,000 is just $100,000. As you can see, less profit doesn't actually mean less profit when you're working with bigger numbers. I always recommend people get their first clients with organic content. You post valuable content on social media, you build an audience of your ideal clients, you guide them through a simple funnel, and that's how you get your first customers. This is perfect when you're starting because it costs nothing but your time and effort. It's the least risky way to start a business. But if you really want to scale, I'm talking about making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, you need to invest in paid advertising too. People are so obsessed with investing in the stock market and maybe getting 7 to 10% returns a year. Meanwhile, with paid ads, depending on your business model and how well you've optimized your funnel, you can do a 2 times to 10 times cash return on investment. You put in $1, you get back $2 to $10. Now show me a stock that does that consistently. You can't, because it literally doesn't exist. Paid advertising is the fastest returns you'll ever see if you know what you're doing. Think about it like this. If you spend $10,000 on ads and you make $20,000 back, you just made $10,000 in profit and you can reinvest that original $10,000 into more ads. Now you're spending $20,000 on ads, making $40,000 back, keeping $20,000 in profit. Then you're spending $40,000, making $80,000, keeping $40,000. This is how you scale up fast. This is how you go from making a few thousand a month to making 6 figures a month. You use leverage. You use systems. You use organic traffic as well as paid traffic. But here's the thing. You can't just throw money at ads and hope it works. You need a proven offer that converts. You need a funnel that's dialed in. You need to understand your numbers, your cost per lead, your cost per client, your customer lifetime value. This is why I always say, start with organic first. Prove your offer works, get some testimonials, figure out your messaging, and then, once you've got that foundation, scale with paid ads. The side hustle mentality keeps you small. It keeps you thinking in terms of making an extra $500 or $1,000 a month. That's not going to change your life. That's not going to let you quit your job. That's not going to give you the freedom you're looking for. You need to think bigger. You need to build a real business with real systems that can generate serious money without consuming every waking hour of your life. So stop trying to start another side hustle. Stop looking for the next easy thing you can do in your spare time that will make you rich quick. Make a decision right now. You're going to build a real, valuable business. Pick a painful problem you can solve for a specific type of client, create a high-ticket offer around it, and price it between $1,000 to $10,000. Start creating content to attract your ideal clients and build this thing right from day one. I can tell you that your future self will thank you for having the courage to go all in instead of playing small with side hustles that were never going to take you the way you actually want it to go. If you want me to help you build a profitable online business from zero, check out the free training in the description below. You can also apply to book a call with me or a member of my team, and we'll help you implement everything step by step so you can get your first customers as quickly as possible, even with limited time and money. With that being said, I will see you on the other side.